gatekeeper asking, "Are you ready to let go of the old?" Like a climber who must release the lower ledge to reach the higher one. In that moment of letting go, nothing is certain. But if you don't release, you'll never rise. And this video comes to remind you, if you're standing at the edge of something, a decision, a change, a release, know that fear isn't the cue to retreat. It's the sign that you're touching the soul's doorway. If this video resonates, click like as a silent vow to yourself. I'm ready to move toward what's real. Sometimes, one small click can be a sacred promise between you and your soul. That you will no longer pretend to be okay. No longer shrink to fit others. Number 6. No one is coming to save you. Embrace total responsibility. No teacher, no savior, no video, no book can walk the path for you. This is the moment when the soul stops waiting for miracles and becomes its own miracle. Jung said, "No one can build you the bridge on which you, and only you, must cross the river of life." Every teaching, every guidance, every helping hand is just a torch. The bridge must be built by you. This is the essence of individuation, the loneliest yet most necessary journey of the soul. After leaving the crowd, we often fall into the next illusion. Someone will show me the way. But that's only the echo of the savior archetype. The inner child still believing someone, something, or some event will rescue us from pain. It's the voice of the wounded child, once unprotected, still waiting for a grown-up to come save me. But Jung warned, if we don't recognize it, that child will keep running our adult lives. We seek the savior in love, a person who makes us feel enough. We seek it in career, a success that gives us worth. We seek it in spirituality, a guru, a ritual, a philosophy that grants enlightenment. But here lies the paradox. The more we wait to be saved, the more we give away our power. When you place your transformation in someone else's hands, you surrender your freedom. A woman once shared in Jungian therapy that after her divorce, she spiraled into confusion. She devoured self-help books, attended workshops, meditated, healed, but still felt empty. "I thought if I found the right teacher I'd be okay," she said. "But one day, I broke down crying and realized, no one can walk into me. I have to do it myself." From that day, she stopped searching outward and began every morning writing in her journal, just listening to herself. Months later, she no longer felt fine in a fake way. She felt genuinely peaceful. "I didn't need a guide," she said. "I found the path inside me." That is the turning point Jung called radical responsibility, taking full ownership of your life. It doesn't mean you caused all pain. It means you own your responses and refuse to stay trapped in suffering. We can't control circumstances, but we can choose not to let them control us. In an interview, actress Viola Davis once said, "The day I stopped waiting for someone to choose me was the day I finally chose myself." That is pure Jungian truth. Only when you stop giving your power away to the outer world do you begin your individuation. If you look closely, every spiritual journey starts here. Accepting that no one owes you salvation. Parents don't owe you happiness. Lovers don't owe you peace. Life doesn't owe you fairness. All those things are creations you must generate from within. Why then do we fear responsibility? Because to accept it means losing the role of victim. And the victim role feels safe. It grants sympathy, exemption, someone to blame. Leaving it is like leaving a warm cocoon. You feel naked, alone, with no one left to fault. But that's when true strength begins. When you live with radical responsibility, something extraordinary happens. Resentment fades. You realize that everything, even pain, comes to illuminate what within you still needs to be seen. When someone hurts you, they only touch an unhealed wound. When a door closes, it only turns you toward the direction of light. That's why Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." True responsibility is realizing that destiny doesn't come from outside. It's shaped by the parts of you you haven't yet understood. If you're in a wavering phase, stop searching for a savior. Turn inward, face what you've avoided, and ask, if I were the only one who could save myself, what would I do right now? That answer, however small, is where real power begins. Because ultimately this journey isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the only one who can live your life fully. Number 7. When you stop searching, you become what you were searching for. After all the layers, cracking, crisis, loss, leaving the crowd, daring to be real, and taking full responsibility, something miraculous happens. You stop searching. Not because you found everything, but because you realize there was never anything missing. The journey doesn't end with becoming a better version of yourself, but by returning completely to the one you've always been. This is the stage Jung called the self, the union of consciousness and unconsciousness, light and shadow, the small I and the vast soul. Here, there's no longer a struggle between who I should be and who I am. Everything quiets. No more striving, no more comparing, no more fighting. You don't chase happiness, you are happiness. Everything that once hurt you is still there, but it no longer carries weight. Those who once hurt you still exist, but in you, there is no resentment. Because now, you no longer see them through the eyes of the past, but through the light of understanding. Jung wrote, "The self is not only the center, but also the whole circumference which embraces both conscious and unconscious." After awakening, you realize no one ever truly arrives. The destination isn't ahead, it's right here, in this breath, this heartbeat, this moment of presence. A woman once wrote to us saying that after years of searching for inner peace, she had read hundreds of books, meditated for years, and traveled from the mountains of Nepal to monasteries in Kyoto. But one day, at home, she sat on her porch, brewed a cup of tea, watched sunlight pass through the glass, and froze. "I realized," she said, "I had traveled half the world looking for something that had never left me." Since then, she no longer counts meditation hours or tracks progress. She just lives, and every breath has become meditation. That is what Jung called integration, when soul and life are no longer separate. When you cook, it's meditation. When you work, it's meditation. When you speak, it's meditation. Your presence itself becomes a source of peace for others, without effort. A Tibetan monk once said, "When I was young, I practiced to attain enlightenment. When I grew old, I just drank tea." It sounds simple, but it holds the essence of Jungian wisdom. When you stop trying to be special, you return to simplicity. And in that simplicity lies the sacred. If this stage had an image, it would be a lake after a storm. When the wind stops, the water no longer roars. It simply rests. And in that stillness, the whole sky is reflected. Not because the lake tries to be calm, but because it has learned from the wind. So it is with life. When you stop resisting, stop forcing meaning, everything becomes clear on its own. And in that stillness, miracles unfold. You stop chasing love, and love finds you. You stop seeking purpose, and everything you do becomes meaningful. You stop demanding perfection, and realize everything has always been perfect in its own way. You stop asking, "What must I do to be happy?" Because you're already living the answer. If this journey had a sound, it would be silence. A silence not empty, but vast as the ocean. In that silence, you begin to sense what Jung called living in synchronicity. Coincidences no longer surprise you, because you know the universe never mistimes. Everything arrives, the moment you're ready. Just like this video. It didn't find you randomly. It came at the exact moment your soul was quiet enough to hear its inner call. Because awakening is never a climb outward, it's a return inward. And when you return deep enough, you realize the soul never wandered. You simply forgot the way back. Now, everything you touch holds meaning. Not because it's grand, but because you are fully present within it. If you've reached this point, perhaps this video didn't find you to awaken you, but to remind you that you've already awakened. There is nothing left to achieve, no path left to reach, only one thing left to practice, to live. If you understand this, write one simple sentence in the comments. I remember, because once you remember, everything is complete. As you reach the end of this journey, you'll see, nothing in life was ever random. Every meeting, every loss, every moment of confusion was the universe whispering, "It's time. Time to stop, listen, and look inward, to the place where your soul has always waited to be seen, to live fully, clearly, and freely, in a peace deeper than all conditions." This video didn't find you to change you. It came to remind you that you were never lost. Everything you need is already within you, just waiting for you to remember. Because sometimes, awakening doesn't arrive with thunder. It arrives in the quiet moment you realize you're finally ready to live truly, without running, without pretending, just living in full awareness and love. If this video touched you, share it with someone who might be walking through their own silence. And don't forget to subscribe, because whenever your soul is ready, messages like this will find you again. Right time, right way, as gentle reminders that you were never lost. You've simply been on your way home.
Here's a little trick I want to show you. This is the Living Luminizer. This was one of my first products. Or back in the day, we were all going nuts over Touche Clar, YSL. It had that little bit of that reflective properties to it. So what I do with the Luminizer, if you just notice, I just painted in the bag itself. You can do across the whole area, but on my face, and usually older people who have more of a defined bag,
change your reality so quick that you get accused of having sold your soul. You see, most people in the realm of manifestation don't take into consideration the actual implications of time-space constraints and how that plays into manifestation. You see, we have this inherent idea that manifestation has to take some time. But the truth of the matter is this derives from the notion that good things take time, but good things don't have to take time. You make time. And until you can come to an understanding of how to manifest so fast that you get accused of having sold your soul, things aren't going to change. Because the whole reason you got into this is for things to change. But things don't really change if they take place slowly, and it doesn't have to be slow. But there's an aspect of your mind through a multitude of beliefs that you're unconscious of, which is contributing to things having to be slow. And like you can see, right? Caught. Guy running to his desired reality quickly. Broken clock. The devil.
Not your proudest story.
Nah, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. This is definitely good stuff.
The clock, the devil.
Okay. The devil fares. The devil fair enough. But the broken clock is serious work. That's serious work.
Why didn't you just draw the clock split in half?
Because that's basic. It's so basic. But honestly, guys, most people don't understand how aspects of their mind are actually in direct contradiction to their ability to transcend time. Because time is nothing more than a third-dimensional realm constraint. And in order for you to materialize your desired reality, you in fact need to go beyond the third-dimensional realm and transcend into the fourth dimension, the quantum field, the Akashic records, the consciousness, or as it says in Corinthians, the temple of God. No matter what name, it's all the same thing. And in order for you to materialize a different reality, you need to go there. But you can't go there if you're still confined to here. And that's a bar, write that down.
That board is looking crazy. Needs a proper wipeout.
Always, bro.
It's literally dripping.
You know it's best when it's like that.
I think someone said on your last video, I never usually comment, but I'm 20 minutes in and this video was amazing. You can really feel Nero's energy behind different videos and he was flowing on this one.
Thank you.
It's a bit of glaze, but
Niggas just can't give compliments anymore, AJ.
niggas are feeling niggas behind cameras. Okay. Yeah. Like, you was flowing in that video still.
Okay. Now, like I said, truthfully, manifestation is an instant process, but you can't come to the recognition that it's instant without a correct definition of manifestation. You see, most people in the manifestation community have terrible definitions, and unfortunately, if you have the incorrect definition, that's like having directions to the wrong place. You're going to end up in the wrong place. So it's important that we set definitions correctly. And I think I'm qualified to be able to help people, materialize their desired reality quickly. My YouTube channel went from 4,000 to 100,000 in 4 weeks, and then 100,000 to 300,000 in 8 months. I worked with clients that have altered their reality in a matter of weeks, from NFL players to football players, statistics being better, to entrepreneurs securing contracts in a matter of months. So I do think I'm qualified to talk on this. And it all begins with the definition of manifestation. Now, you need to shift from the idea of manifestation being fixated on the external realm. And what I mean by that is this: most people would identify manifestation as changing reality. And because your definition of manifestation is changing reality, you're focused on the external. You're focused on reality. You're focused on reality, which indirectly you're not coming to the awareness that reality is the third dimensional realm. So if you're focusing on reality, you're focusing on the third dimensional realm. And if you're focusing on the third dimensional realm, you're focusing on an illusion. And if you're focusing on an illusion, you're going to be trapped, because all illusions are traps. So you might be wondering to yourself, I've been trying to change my reality for a very long time, very, very quickly. You might have something coming up. You might have a certain timeline in your head of when you want to accomplish things. But unfortunately, if you're still adhering to the third dimensional realm constraints, such as being hyperfixated on the alteration of your reality, then you're still caught up in the illusion. And if you're still caught up in the illusion, you're trapped. And the entirety of this video can be summarized in your ability to transcend time will be a direct result upon your ability to change your reality quickly. Let me say that again in a different way. If you're still adhering to the external, the hyperfixation on the external, you're going to be caught up and focused on changing your reality. If you're caught up in changing your reality, you're going to be focused on the third dimensional realm. This is where we exist. The third dimensional realm has time-space constraints. If you're caught up in the time-space constraints, you're going to be caught up in an illusion. If you're caught up in an illusion, you're going to be trapped. If things aren't changing as quick as you want, or you don't have the capability of altering your reality quickly, then that shows that somewhere within your mind, you're still adhering to limitation. The moment that you stop adhering to limitation is when you become limitless. And that's a bar. Please write that down. I always like to
Oh my
say,
God, she's
the
spitting
only
bars.
self-limiting belief
Oh
is
my
the
gosh,
belief
the
in
last second
self-limiting
too.
beliefs, and that's an actual part. I'll write that down. But like I said, an aspect of you, and most of the time, we're unaware. You're unaware because, like I said, I'm going to point out some things that you probably never even thought contribute to things not changing for you as quickly as you like. But you're adhering to limitation, and so long as you're adhering to limitation, you are being confined within limitation. But you need to become limitless, and you can do that by stop adhering to limitation, which is start focusing on the external, which is start focusing on the change of your reality, start focusing on the third dimensional realm, start focusing on the illusion, start focusing on the trance. And it all comes down to my simple definition of manifestation. Manifestation is internally shifting to a degree to which you are no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing reality change. Once again, manifestation is internally shifting to a degree to which you're no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing reality change. Now, like I said, when I say these things to you, you're going to be like, I didn't even know that that was contributing to things not changing quickly for you. Because here's the thing, in my opinion, like, and how many times, AJ, have people commented, and this isn't to take anything away from them, how many times have people commented, oh, I'm 60 years old, I've been studying this information for 30 years, and now I've got the light bulb moments.
Yeah.
Now, I'm very happy that these individuals are getting light bulb moments from my videos, but I'm upset at the fact that it's taken so long for them to get to that point. Because the truth of the matter is, it doesn't have to take long. But they were unaware of the things that I'm going to point out to you today. So as always, make sure you take notes and leave them in the comments as usual. Because like I said, these things, you're going to be like, I didn't even realize how that was fucking me up. Because neither did I. Shit.
Someone commented saying, I just want to let you know, Nero, you really helped me out a lot. I worked as a janitor at my job. It doesn't pay a lot of money and I wanted to make more money. But I learned from your videos to internally shift to such a degree to which I'm no longer emotionally dependent on seeing reality change.
Facts.
After 2 weeks of binging all your videos, I finally manifested an opportunity where I made more money. One day at work, I was cleaning the floor. I found a penny on the floor. That penny made my day. It showed me that I do have the power to manifest more money. Now, I know what you're thinking, a penny. Other people manifested hundreds of thousands of dollars, but I also learned that there's no such thing as big or small to the universe because polarity is an illusion. This penny is a gift from God, and I'm truly grateful. Thank you once again, Nero. Also, thank you, AJ.
That's beautiful. And, I'm glad that they were able to identify what people are going to say, because typically people would think, oh, that's just the penny. There's people on the channel that have gone on, my clients have manifested millions in contracts and deals and client sales and whatnot. But, there is no big or small to the infinite. And your perception towards one thing sets into motion a particular vibration to put you in resonance of attracting certain things or materializing certain things. I mean, even, goes to that Bible scripture, to him who has more will be given and he will have abundance. But to him who does not have, even what he does have will be taken away. And that's the understanding that once you begin to enter this particular frequency of gratitude, you set yourself in motion for the universe to find you in correspondence to receiving, because you'd only be grateful for having received something. So your very act of gratitude puts you into a frequency of being receptive, which allows for more things to come to you. I wouldn't be surprised if that individual's had more opportunities come his way. So that's amazing. Cool. So, first things first. In order for you to change your reality so quick that you get Illuminati allegations, just like niggas got back in the day. I mean, shit. I remember when I used to watch those Illuminati videos when I was younger, I really thought them niggas ruled the world, yo. Like, I really thought Beyonce and Jay-Z were sat with governments controlling the very active things. Like, that Illuminati conspiracy shit used to be crazy. Rewinding songs.
I hear it, playing it backwards.
The symbolism in the videos. If you saw a nigga do this in the video. Anyways. Now, like I said, in order for you to truly understand why things can't change quickly, you have to understand why you're making things move slowly. And that's what borrow that down. We have to come to an understanding of why things have to be slow. Now, the obvious one, which I already covered at the start, is adhering to limitation through hyperfixation on reality. If things are ever moving slow, or you want to make something manifest quickly, quote unquote, that's number one. You're adhering to limitation through an unconscious hyperfixation on reality. You're thinking, shit, I need to change this, I need to change this, I need to make more money, I need to attract this person,
Victory Royale, first time back on Fortnite.
This has to change. Why aren't things changing? There's still an aspect of your consciousness that is somewhat being guided on reality. And because you're centralizing your attention on reality, concentration is the centralization of energy, and to put your energy into limitation is to be ensnared into limitation. Now, the second thing is this. Let's be real. Don't bullshit me, nigga. Let's really be real. Let's really be real. If things changed quickly, you'd be guilty. Now you're probably thinking, what do you mean I'd be guilty, Mira? Steady on. Relax. You have to come to an understanding of one thing. The mind forms associations. The mind forms associations based upon emotional experience. In the realm of whatever it is that you seek to materialize, which could be money, it could be relationships, it could be career. As human beings, we have this collective consciousness idea that things have to be earned. Beyond things having to be earned, you need to struggle for things. What do niggas say? You meet a married couple, niggas been 50 years married, what do they say? Yeah, it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hard work. Yeah, we've been through a lot. You meet somebody who's made a lot of money. Yeah, it's a lot of hard work. I was grinding at this for years. I was working my business for 151 years, and it was only in the last, year or so that things changed. You meet people in careers. Yeah, I used to be bringing coffees to everybody, and they would make fun of me, and it took me 300 years, but now I'm the CEO of the company. This is the type of rhetoric that we hear to one degree or another. And you have to come to the understanding that the moment that enters your consciousness, there's an aspect of you that would feel guilty for things having changed quickly, because in our society, success is slow. And because in our society, success is slow, the idea of success being quick makes you feel like you haven't earned it. If you was to literally jump up in your income times 5 in the next 2 months, things would rapidly change to such a degree that other people around you wouldn't even be able to conceptualize it. If you was to go from being in crazy toxic relationships into a healthy relationship in a short space of time, there'd be an aspect of you that's like, what is going on? If you was to get that career promotion, even though you were unqualified for it, or maybe you're not the best person for that role, you'd feel guilty. Naturally. Because in our society, there's this collective idea that success has to be slow. Not only does success have to be slow, success has to be struggle. And because success and struggle are intertwined, anytime that something happens quick, there isn't much struggle. Anytime that something takes place fast, there isn't much struggle. But because in your mind, success is equated to not only struggle, but also slowness. Any time that you are not struggling or moving slow, your mind associates it with failing. So then when you go attempt to change your reality fast and quick, your mind has calibrated. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts.
And this happens more than you think. And you're not even aware, we're not even aware of things. Actually ask yourself genuinely, if your life was to change in a month, completely change, financially to whatever capacity, in your career to whatever capacity, in your romantic relationships to whatever capacity, if things were to change quickly, would you not feel guilty? When you see all these other people out there that are struggling and grinding for years and decades just to get what you've got in a short space of time. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I mean, shit, like, let's think about it. You've seen your family be at it for years.
Supernova.
You've seen your friend's
Academy.
family be at it for years. Why should you have it quick? And this is what unconsciously is happening. You're not even aware of this. You're not even aware of this. How could you be possibly aware of this? Because you're feeling there's guilt associated with rapid change. And because there's guilt associated with rapid change, in fact, let me make it easy. Rapid change of your reality equates to guilt. If rapid change in your reality equates to guilt, AJ, in order to avoid being guilty, what are you going to avoid?
Change.
What kind of change?
Rapid change.
Bingo. And by avoiding rapid change, you indirectly align your frequency to what kind of change?
Bad change.
Slow change, no change.
Bingo. Slow change.
You
no
better
change.
take a rest, nigga.
Perfect. Slow change, no change. And this happens all the fucking time. It happens all the time. Honestly, ask yourself, if I was to jump up in income, if I was to make the amount of money that I want to make next month, if I was to be with the type of person that I know I should be with, and they would treat me amazing, and we'd have a lovely relationship next month, if you was to get that career promotion, or if you was to get that career instantly, when other people have been grinding at it for years, you see, there's something that we do as human beings. We end up catching bullets that were never meant for us. We end up catching strays that has nothing to do with you. Based upon your experience or based upon your observation of other people's experiences, your mind has now associated success to be something that has to be slow and something that has to be struggle. So the inherent idea of changing your reality quickly is so far out of some people's heads that some people can't even conceptualize it being a possibility. And there's an aspect of you that can't conceptualize it being a possibility. Hell, when people tell you how things have changed quickly, you don't believe it. How could you believe it? Why would you believe it? There's an aspect of you that has formed the association with rapid change being equated to guilt. Rapid change equals guilt. Rapid change equals guilt. And nobody likes feeling guilty because the thing about guilt is that it's a corrosive emotion. It literally eats you from the inside out. Pause. Because it eats you from the inside, you want to avoid being eaten from the inside. You want to avoid feeling guilty. So indirectly, to avoid feeling guilty, your brain is going to avoid rapid change. And by avoiding rapid change, all these fucking books that you niggas are reading and all this meditation, all this visualization goes to fucking absolutely nothing. You've got everything lined up. You've got everything set up nicely. But you're stopping yourself from being able to make that change. And this happens more than you think. Happens more than you think. And here's the thing. Unfortunately, awareness is the first step to transformation. And because awareness is the first step to transformation, if you're unaware, you can't transform. And most people are unaware of the activities that take place in their head. Now, the beauty of it is me, by working with professional NFL players, professional football players, actors, 7-8 figure entrepreneurs, I get understanding of how these individuals' minds are, how their experiences, the things that they say, the things they don't say. And this is something we all experience. We all experience. And see, there's another part of it that actually makes things even fucking worse. That guilt isn't just where it stops. Let me show you. Let me show you.
Speaking of rapid change, someone said, "Thank you, Nero. Created a new job at a massive company doing exactly what I want and fully remote. I applied for a software development job requiring 5+ years of XP that I didn't have."
Didn't have the 5 years of experience.
Nope.
Frequency defies rationality.
The interview was just them telling me that I don't have the experience and
That was the interview.
and thanks for coming, G. That's
When you get to an interview, they're telling you, hey, you're not qualified, I'll be honest.
Thanks for coming, though.
That's
Yeah.
dark.
He goes, "I built a demo over the weekend and sent it to them because I felt it would be a good idea considering my interview was weak. I'm going to be their new tech, AI, and automation engineer. Thanks for the lessons."
Congratulations. Frequency defies rationality. There's individuals in this world that make shit that don't make sense make sense. And you can be one of those individuals. You just have to be willing to understand that frequency defies rationality. You see, a lot of people, upon being unqualified, would have accepted it in their state of consciousness, which is frequency, which is your subconscious mind, interchangeable terms for the same thing, and then would have internalized the idea that I'm not qualified, and then they would have materialized condition or a series of conditions, events, and circumstances that reflect their lack of qualification, and then they wouldn't be qualified. Not because they weren't qualified, but because they allowed the external to alter their internal. So, So I like what I see when I'm looking at me when I'm looking past the mirror. See, I wouldn't change my life, my life's just fine. I ain't gonna let nothing get in my way.
Manifested one vote.
I remember someone saying that your board's gonna start stripping because you keep spraying it with Dettol.
Why do you think is that? Because last time I checked, this board is nothing but clean.
I hear it still. And this was a while ago. So,
Bro, this board's been getting it for like over a year now.
and it just keeps getting wet as well, man, every time you rub it.
Hey, man. So, like I said, remember the first thing. The first reason as to why your reality would change slowly is you adhering to limitation.
Look at the low the ball in the league.
The second one, as I just pointed out, is a particular degree of guilt based upon the idea.
I ain't gonna let you go past that game.
Sounds warlock. Trying to bubble away, trying to bubble fade away. Well, I do this every day. Like, bro, should be in, bro. It's not my fault. Yeah, sir, regardless of home, gonna be crazy. They think that they can call me Fluorage. Nigga, I'm a ball never. I'm balling ass. I'm balling ass. Shit, no sweat. No sweat. I'm put work in, they work. I'm clocking, I'll get the job done. I told them. I'm balling still. And they said, play make that shit. But I say I'm real good on team. And they said, you're sharp out there. I believe you. Have a good week of practice. I said, better damn right. I'm just getting into the finals. Listen. Listen. I need some way. You make me some way. Max. Washington Bulls a tough challenge this week against Baltimore. Oh yeah, you guys play on some cool stuff. Straight bowl, you the demon, bro. Just name me. Only here. Trust me, man. Look, I trust my own line. They make it tough for. You can't stop me still. I'll do my part. I'll be open. I appreciate that shit on that spec page. I can get to the line. Definitely get this rid. We need a dub. We need a dub. Cause this shit is out. Wait for 8 years, bro. Go first. Okay. Fucking yeah, in the playoffs. Awareness or strength? They'll both lose power. Let's do this. Excuse me. Lamar against Lillard. 8 against 88. This is crazy.
It's time for the AFC Championship, and the road to a Super Bowl goes through Miami. It's the Ravens and the Dolphins, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 25. We are about 15 miles north of downtown Miami. This is Hard Rock Stadium here in South Florida. Coming up, one game to decide who represents the AFC in the Super Bowl. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins. The stadium is packed. Standing room only a chance for their hometown team to get to the Super Bowl. Great to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, and the most important, the Miami offense will make their way onto the field. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
Mike, when you're grinding away in the midst of training camp, these are the moments that you fantasize about. However, it's no longer a fantasy for either of these two teams. It's their reality, and it's up to them to seize the opportunity in front of them. But for that to happen, you're going to need a big game out of their quarterback, and if he plays the way he's capable of, they could be just a few hours away from heading to the Super Bowl.
His first catch here in this AFC title game, and it's a first down.
You can't run plays like this, Mike, if you don't have incredible pass protection. I mean, he started on the left side of the formation, and look how far he had to go across the field before that ball was caught. That's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of trust in that quarterback in his
trouble, and down he goes. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. He'll look to throw. Now he takes off. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on the big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive.
1st and 10 now from the 36. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He's gonna look for the home run ball. Kyle Hamilton, the versatile defender, with the good coverage there. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. Now he'll run. He is dangerous when a play breaks down. A pickup of 18. So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That is caught side of the end zone.
Gotcha, bro.
Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
The Dolphins offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10.
When you bully this, you gotta keep it balling like this. You're gonna ball all the time. Just keep it balling like you gotta keep it doing.
They'll come out throwing here.
Yo, what are the niggas over there, bro? Get this shit,
He's
nigga.
gonna let this one go deep.
Yes!
And he's gonna be brought down inside the 15.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Yeah, he's a more mad because I'm winning.
14-yard line.
He's rushing and
1st
scoring
and 10.
touchdowns. He's mad.
He'll drop to throw.
Touchdown, nigga.
This is caught on the side of the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. And that is number 2, Greg. He is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
The Dolphins offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Going for it all. He's got it. And he'll be marked down at the 15-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Oh, my goodness.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. He's going to tuck it and go. He is in. Touchdown, Dolphins. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him. And in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
The Dolphins offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10.
We'll throw more.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll air it out down the middle. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot. Just a great example of not only the anticipation, but the instincts to go break that pass up, Mike. You can see he's clearly looking at the quarterback's eyes, and once that ball was delivered, he's just attacking it and breaking it up.
He's going to take a shot down the field. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. Sending it deep for Waddle.
Good shit, Waddle.
And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal. Now, off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here.
That's right. That's a good toe tap there. I knew you were going to. So in 2 minutes.
Down Miami. Oh, the teamwork was just ideal there. Greg, we don't see practice all week, but we see it pay off in the game.
And when you have a wide receiver, Mike, that can operate near the...
And before the try, remember, it is a touchdown. All scoring plays are reviewed, so replay will confirm this one before we do anything else.
Look good to me.
After review of the play, ruling on the field stands.
So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board.
Great he win mission. Play. To the Ravens. The Lamar Jackson.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. That's good for 27 and a 1st down. In motion, it's Waddle. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Good shit, nigga.
That is brought in. And he will score again. Touchdown, Dolphins. Saving his best for the playoffs. His 3rd touchdown of the game. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it one.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. And this will be incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
He's going to keep it himself, taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Here's a ball thrown deep right sideline. And he's out of bounds. Mark him down right at the 10-yard line.
Automatic first down.
So the penalty sets up this offense for 1st and goal.
This one was picked
To
up.
the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make.
Another one from the 5, 2nd down and goal. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
Look at the game for the
You can feel them starting to press a little bit, especially with this passing game. They find themselves so close to the end zone, they got to get it over the goal line. You got to be a little bit more accurate. You got to be a little bit smarter with the ball. And right now, the timing, the spacing, it's just not matching up.
That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
Who's that? Shit. Oh my gosh, bro. Could we just score a touchdown? What the fuck? I need to shoot this touchdown.
They'll drop to throw. Going
Go.
up
All
top.
the way. Go.
His
Go.
throw
Go.
left side is complete.
Touchdown.
And he's going to go all the way. How about some late magic? They've taken the lead here in the final minute of play. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
Throwing now from the gun.
Oh my
He's
gosh!
gonna have to eat this one as down he goes.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. That's how he said to her man. Man. I said focus more on my man.
Fins up. It's a win for the Dolphins. As they will lift the Lamar Hunt Trophy. They are off to the Super Bowl in 2 weeks as champions of the AFC.
topics could be a game plan respect. Guys to execute. One game there. Game can you execute. Expect out of here. On and be. Do my part. That's all for the game to elevate the team. It's not about me, it's about winning as a team. Thank you. Your dog finance. Just dropped the phone on the floor in a second. Like, let me see for myself what's going on. Oh shit. Get on to this. There's a dude. Bet you I'm in there. Bet you I'm in there. Oh, I'm in there. That is a boy thing. Keep bullying again, keep bullying again, keep bullying, keep bullying, keep bullying. Interesting. I should have done everything I got so far. Maybe. Let's go. I can't believe it, but I was just a kid, bro. It was a jet, bro. Like a little boy, we did it, nigga. But so that, I wish they thought so. Cooking, though. I'm doing this. We done these words, we seen position. We made it big clear all the years. She could do those. Pink man, now the ring, the bird trouble, man.
Yo, what's up, baby? Congratulations. I just saw the news, man. MVP. Well deserved. Way to go out there and play lights out. You earned it. Keep standing on business.
Oh, shit.
Hey man, I saw the news, saw that you won Offensive Player of the Year. I just want to say congratulations to you and your family. What a great year. Keep balling, keep grinding, and just know next year I'm getting that award. I don't care what anybody says. All right, good luck though. Enjoy that. Hey man, congratulations on making it to the biggest game of the season. You know, this is the only game that matters. And in this game, I need you to give everything that you got, like your life depends on it. For your family, for the organization, for the last name on the back of your jersey. I need you to believe that, all right? So good luck, ball out, and we'll be watching.
Yeah. I'm out here. Nigga, we made. Nigga, we made. Super Bowl champ. They said, you know what I'm saying? Up there. Let's go. Footage. I know 100%. No future legend status. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Future legendary status. Future legendary status. Quarterbacks. How's he in that category? How's Joe Burrow in that category already? What did he do? Is it because he won the college thing? I don't get it. Maybe he got the 4-star badge. Mahomes doesn't even have a badge. I mean, that's why he always wears it all pink. But I think he's a nice player. Look, though. Going against the Vikings. Oh shit, Jazz. J. Jazz.